Like you're in the same body, the same space, the same time, but something in you has shifted. You try to explain it to the people around you, but the words feel too small and too shallow. And suddenly, the very people that you used to vibe with feel distant, even though they haven't changed a bit. That is the beginning of a spiritual awakening. But what no one tells you, what the cute quotes and trending TikToks won't fully prepare you for, is the deep soul rattling isolation that often comes with it. Let's talk about that. Okay, see, a spiritual awakening isn't just about angel numbers and crystals and finding peace. Sometimes it feels like everything you ever known is falling apart. Your beliefs, your friendships, your habits, your sense of identity. And when your spirit starts waking up, it does not always do it with a gentle way, in a gentle way, I'm sorry. It's like being unplugged from the matrix, the veil lifts, and suddenly you see. You see through conversations that once entertained you. You notice the emptiness in small talk. You feel the resistance in your soul every time you're around people who are still operating from survival, ego, or fear. And it's not because you think you're better than them, it's because you're finally beginning to understand you. You start to ask different questions. Who am I when no one's watching? What do I truly believe in? Why do I keep betraying myself to make others comfortable? That's the biggest question. And with every answer that comes, a little more of the old you dies off. The death, I'm sorry, that death is lonely. It's grieving your former self. It's staring your shadow in the face and choosing not to run. And here's where the isolation creeps in. Not because you suddenly hate people, not because you've become antisocial or too deep, but because you've begun the sacred process of returning home to yourself. You no longer have the energy to perform. You stop showing up out of obligation. You decline the invites to be ar- you decline the invites to be around noise that distracts from your healing. And in that decision, conscious or not, you start to withdraw. It's not depression, it's decompression. Okay? It's not depression, but decompression. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. And it's not rejection, it's redirection. You are not pulling away from others because you're lost. You're pulling inward because for the first time, you are starting to find yourself soft. Ref- you're reflective now. You know what I'm saying? Let me say this clearly. Isolation during a spiritual awakening is not a punishment, it's preparation. It's preparation for the version of you that is no longer dependent on external validation. It's in that quiet space where the only voice you hear is your own, where clarity is born, and where you meet the divine, where you confront your wounds, your patterns, and your purpose. You learn to hold space for your own tears. You learn to enjoy your own company. You learn that peace isn't something you find out there. It's something you remember within. Okay? And when you finally align with yourself, your energy changes. And with that, your boundaries shift. Your desires evolve. You begin to realize you don't need a crowd to feel seen. You don't need 100 friends to feel supported. And the best part is you need a connection to your truth, to God, to source, to self, whatever name speaks to you. So if you're in that season right now, you know what I'm saying, and you feel like no one understands you, if you're tired of explaining your shift to people, just don't get it. They just don't get it. Take a breath, okay? Relax. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You're just awakening. Uh huh. That's right. You're breaking generational patterns. You're shedding societal programming. That's the best part, guys. I promise you. And you're choosing yourself, okay, more and more. And that can feel like standing in a room full of noise with your mouth closed and your heart open, waiting to be heard by something greater than human understanding. Okay? But don't rush the solitude. Don't try to fill the space. Don't go back to just feeling normal again. Because, and I quote, what's coming after this season of isolation is integration, okay? That moment where the new you begins to bloom, baby, okay? You is woke now, okay? Where aligned connections find you, where your energy attracts what your soul has been craving all along. You hear me? Let's get excited. But to get there, you must first be willing to walk alone, okay? Not forever, but for now, just for now, you got to be willing to walk alone. So if today all you did was sit with yourself in silence and breathe through the loneliness and still chose to stay on this path, you're doing better than you think. You're doing great. You're not alone. You're just becoming whole, okay? You're not alone. You're just becoming whole. Peace, love, and light.